Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason Axe.
Yeah, I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the podcast that never regrets anything that we say.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, yeah, that's
we
incorrect.
Yeah, and got right.
Got
to
excited.
You weren't fucking around this evening.
No, the theme pumped me up. You know, I get excited.
Yeah,
I can get jazzed. I can get
just red hot and rock hard.
Ooh, well,
It's like that kind of show tonight.
Yeah, it is. We got lots to delve into. We had a major pop culture event take place over this past weekendish.
It was this past weekend.
Yeah,
it happened.
It did. I did not have tickets to it yet again.
I didn't get to go.
One day
I was not invited again. Thank you.
Left off the guest list.
Comic-Con. Clearly, we see where things lie now.
That's right. Comic-Con's like that friend that like always has the bitchin' parties but never invites you.
Never invites you.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I thought you were just like, oh, you were just welcome, man. Like,
Yeah.
you should just come over. You would have been cool, man. It's like, I don't know anybody going. I'm not just gonna show up.
Exactly.
Jeez.
And I don't have a dish.
I don't have a dish. All my dishes are broken because my fucking cat.
Right, exactly.
Broke everything.
Broke the casserole dish. So now, like, I could stop and bring like the chips and the soda, but then you're that guy.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, fucking Greg brought the soda, so.
But everybody brought their own booze,
it's
so
fine,
like,
it's fine. No, everybody loves generic Sprite. It's good.
yeah,
You're good.
come on,
You're good.
dollar
Come on.
store,
Fucking,
cola,
fucking
just cola,
invited this fucking asshole,
right?
and and that's why I wasn't invited to San Diego Comic-Con again.
Yeah, because he just brings cola.
'Cause,
So.
people like cola. It's not weird.
Well, no, they like Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola, but not cola.
I don't know, man. It all tastes the same.
It
all tastes the same.
You can't smell.
It all tastes.
So,
I can't smell.
So you don't count.
It's true.
I cannot rely on you for taste. I cannot rely on you for obviously smell, because the two really go hand in hand.
Do they though?
They do.
I do taste.
I read a statistic somewhere that 40% of the taste.
A sadistic?
Yeah.
Continue. Please.
A sad dick tick, It's
always a sad dick tick.
Yeah. That your 40% of your taste is based on the smell.
Well, I still got 60% then.
Which I don't understand why people eat Indian food then.
What do you mean?
Have you smelled it?
No.
It's not good.
I can't smell. This is my dilemma.
That is fair. All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna hit all the major bullet points. We're gonna talk about all the pop culture news, things that have happened.
A lot of things happened. I don't know. I don't even know where to really start. I guess let's start at Comic-Con.
Well, I mean, yes.
We'll start there.
Okay.
Do you want to start anywhere else?
Well,
How are you doing? Should we start there?
Not well,
okay.
but
we'll start with Comic-Con then. Okay. So Comic-Con. How much did you follow?
A bit.
Okay.
I saw three different trailers.
Oh. We're going to talk some trailers.
I saw a little bit of some exclusives that came out.
I bought some exclusives.
What? But you weren't invited. You rob somebody?
I still bought the shit, man. We'll talk about that here in a second. Okay, so you saw some exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as did I.
I mainly focused in on the Golden Girls exclusives.
Okay, why?
Well, first off,
why? I don't understand this.
They had a exclusive Golden Girls action figures of the four ladies. And then they also had
what's so exclusive about it?
They were at Comic-Con.
Well, I know that, but what
limited edition run?
But what is so special about them?
They're amazing.
There's one come with a broken hip.
Oh, this guy.
No, really, I don't know.
But you may get one on the next item. They had a Comic-Con exclusive Golden Girls skateboard.
Why?
Because it was awesome.
What? Okay.
And that was at the Funko booth.
Damn it, Funko. Shit. All right. I don't understand the whole Golden Girls craze.
Yeah.
It was a show that my stepmom was really into. Mm-hmm. She had all the DVDs. Mm-hmm. I would hear it blaring through my house in the middle of the night sometimes.
Right.
I don't get it.
It's a perfect combination of wit and humor.
Okay.
Then there's life lessons in there, and then
So it's a sitcom,
yeah,
like any other sitcom.
yeah, but a really good one
Okay.
with some like really memorable characters. I mean, who can forget Stan,
Who the fuck is Stan?
Dorothy's ex-husband?
Okay, was Stan a regular on the show?
Uh,
How many times did Stan actually show up on the show?
if hypothetically speaking, if there was 100 episodes, Stan was probably on like 20 or 30.
Oh, what the fuck? So Stan's not even a regular.
No, but he's a character you don't forget.
I don't see the appeal.
You wouldn't.
I don't see the appeal. I
wouldn't.
think it's dumb.
I think you're dumb.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So,
But you know what? Hey, if that's your cup of tea, go right ahead and drink it.
but if you want to talk about dumb,
Oh, okay.
what a segue, right?
What a segue.
Let's get into our first trailer
What is our first trailer? Because there was a lot of dumb trailers.
of Titans.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What was that? Well, seriously, what is this?
It
I don't get it.
Such an attempt to be Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones.
It really, and it's failing.
Oh, it's
It
bad.
failed big time. So they announced and it's not the Teen Titans. It's Titans.
Titans.
Which was that like a thing?
It was a thing.
Okay,
yes.
so it was a thing. So I'm okay. I can't criticize that, I suppose. But it's going to be exclusive to the DC streaming app because every
Thank
motherfucker
Christ.
needs a streaming app
Right.
nowadays.
Well, I don't have to buy it, so that's great.
I don't have to buy it either. Hey, and there was big talk. Oh, we're going to be doing a live action Titans, TV show for our
And
streaming
everyone was
service.
super pumped.
And these are the characters that are going to be in it. And these are what the people are going to look like. And this is who everybody is. And it's like, okay. I mean, I know very little about the Teen Titans. Christy got me into Young Justice, which I was like, that's a pretty rad
Which
show.
is also coming back.
Which is also coming back, which I'm more pumped for that than
Phenomenal
anything else DC's got going on right now.
Right.
And the trailer came out, and I was just like, oh, okay, let's check it out.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
Let's take everything you know about all these characters that you love, and let's not
Just
do that.
Carve everything out.
Let's not do that.
And so I frequent slashfilm.com a lot.
Okay.
And I think they had one of the best quotes about the trailer. Hang on. I'm getting parched. I'm getting so worked up.
Oh boy.
They had one of the best lines about the trailer, and it was the trailer basically you watch it and immediately think this is as if somebody binged watched Riverdale and The Punisher together and said, I am now extreme. And I was like, yeah, very much so.
I got
none of it makes sense.
through one episode of Riverdale. And
You actually watched Riverdale?
I watched one episode of
How
Riverdale.
was it?
Weird.
Is it?
And not in a good way.
Here's the thing. I have heard more good things about Riverdale than I have bad things, which kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Well, you have to understand. Obviously, it's the pilot, so you have to give it, some leeway with the pilot.
It takes a little bit for the show to get its legs.
Right, but
it's the same way with every show.
Even so, a TV show about Archie, the redheaded kid,
Yeah.
who is not played by a redheaded kid,
No, he's not.
and it's not even like they really dyed his hair. It's like they put a filter on his hair.
They really did. Yeah.
And was just like
the whole show has
close
a
enough.
weird film on it.
Yeah, it's strange.
Chrissy and I tend to joke about watching Riverdale because we watch a lot of CW shows and watching the app. Sometimes we get the autoplay. And we'll see an episode of Riverdale's coming up. You want to watch it? And one day she was like, yeah, let's fucking watch it. I'm like, wait, no. I don't want to.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, I didn't dig it. I didn't keep going, so.
Yeah, a lot of people have said, oh yeah, it's a great show. It's like weirdly cool, and I'm like,
It seems too hip for me. It's too hip. It's a hot topic show.
Yes,
it's a hot topic show.
And the Titans trailer fucking screams hot topic.
Fuck Batman.
Okay, so let's break this down because I feel like we're dancing around. We're basically beating around the bush a lot. So getting into it, the gist of the trailer was Robin is a detective.
Robin is
it is Dick Grayson Robin.
Right.
That was established.
Which is not Teen Titans because that's Tim Drake.
Right.
So you got Dick Grayson. But he's acting like Jason Todd.
Right.
Which
he's
is
very angsty.
Very angsty.
Very like anti-establishment. Like literally says fuck Batman, shoots 3 motherfuckers, and steps on a dude's neck.
Right. So obviously they're killing people.
Hardcore.
Which
Dove straight up ripped a dude's face off.
Which fuck. Come on, man. So you got that going on, and then you've got this whole Raven thing.
Raven's like, I'm a monster, but I don't want to be a monster, and I don't know how to handle the fact that I'm a monster.
Raven has never not wanted to be a monster. Like, she knows what she is. She's comfortable with what she is. Like, this whole thing of I gotta find the circus boy to help me get through my emotional problem.
Right.
It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, you're a goddamn demon.
Yeah. Be a demon. That's pretty rad. That's like what makes the character cool. And then we also, as I kind of mentioned before, we see Hawk and Dove. Mm-hmm. We also see Starfire.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure.
I might have missed it.
The girl with the red hair who's like shooting fire out of her
that's
hands.
Supposed to be Starfire?
That was Starfire, I guess.
Holy Christ.
So Starfire, Beast Boy.
We did see Beast Boy.
Which Beast Boy did like one thing in the trailer, and I was like, yeah, seems like Beast Boy.
It's like he's green. Okay.
He's green, and he's running in the air and doing like a superhero dive. I'm like, that seems the most.
That's the best part.
That is the best part of the trailer. Yeah, man, and then like the music just felt like way too early 2000s Daredevil.
So we're gonna have this is the show. I'll tell you the show.
Okay.
The show is Robin. I don't want to be Batman. I want to be better than Batman. I'm gonna be better than Batman. And then Raven's gonna be like, oh, I don't know who I am. I want to be evil, but I want to be good. But I'm evil, but I want to be good. And then everybody else is just like, we support you guys.
We support you guys. Murder, 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 murder.
Right. Seen it. Good. Thanks.
I do not intend to watch.
I'm not going to watch.
I might watch. I know. I should take a strong stance. Kevin, you're going to take a stance right here and right now. I'm not going to watch the show.
Vote with your eyes.
Vote with... Not with your heart?
Not with your heart.
I don't know.
Because my heart would be like, they're making a fucking Titan show. You better watch that fucking shit. You've waited forever for this shit.
But my heart reacts to what my eyes see.
And then it's just broken.
And then my eyes are like, no! And so my heart's like, dude, just fucking run away.
Right.
So, not looking forward to that.
Nope.
I think we can give the stamp of disapproval to that.
Yeah.
So, keeping in the house of DC...
Yep.
We saw the first footage of Shazam. Mm-hmm. Zachary Levi, Chuck, putting on a massive bodysuit to play a superhero I know very little about.
That about sums it up.
Okay. You're more of a DC guy than I am.
Yes.
You know a lot more of the characters.
Yes.
Why do a Shazam movie?
That's a real fucking good question.
Do you think anybody in like the DC film house was like, "Why are we doing this? Like, would this be a good idea?"
I think they do this because, and as you saw from the trailer, much lighter tone.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And I think Shazam, obviously being the character, for those that don't know, you got Billy Batson, who's a little boy, he's an orphan boy, and then he gets abducted by this weird wizard who turns him into Shazam. Whenever he says Shazam, he becomes Tom Hanks. So
that was a very slow burn with me, but I got there. And I want you all to know it was quite pleasant. I very much enjoyed that.
So you're gonna get a lot of that fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely out of all of the DC movies that have come out recently, it definitely feels the most fun.
Yeah.
And the most upbeat.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that they drastically need to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't completely sold.
My God, that suit.
The suit.
Can we talk about the suit?
Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. I understand that, in this world, anybody should have the ability to play any character, really.
Yeah.
If Zachary Levi wants to be Shazam, sure, why not? I mean, I think they were going more for the comedic timing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Which, okay, that makes total sense. But damn.
That suit.
What the hell? I wouldn't have been upset if they toned it down.
No.
If they made the suit smaller and just gave him like a little bit more bulk.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like, it's fine. I could deal with a more slim superhero. Not the worst fucking thing.
Right. Not a big fucking.
No. He
Puffy
basically like it basically is the equivalent of like getting inside one of those giant sumo suits.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
It's bad. It is like a small child getting in the Ben Affleck Batman suit.
Well, maybe it makes sense because he is a child, and
he is a child,
and then he turns into Shazam.
But I mean, and also like, what's the whole? So all the DC superheroes also have this like barreled chest and abs look,
right?
Which I don't know if like they're trying to be like different from Marvel, where like everybody's like cut and trim and like look at their abs.
Right.
Don't look at their abs. Bad. You know what I'm talking about. Go to the movies and all the ladies are like,
oh
no,
setting unrealistic expectations.
Unrealistic expectations.
And not that we've been doing that to women for thousands of years, but we don't like it when it's done to us.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, no, like they all had like all the DC super suits have this like weird like barrel around like their upper bodies, basically.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay.
Tone
it down slightly.
Yeah, it kind of goes to that like it's like a very 90s style of drawing superheroes.
I guess. Sure. But damn.
Mm-hmm.
It's just too much.
Is it?
So, yeah.
I mean, that suit's too much. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's what I'm referring to.
Okay.
That suit being too much. The trailer overall, definitely way more upbeat.
Of the 3 trailers I saw, it was my favorite.
You know what? Of all, because I saw a few more trailers than you did.
Yeah.
I think out of everything, it was my favorite as well.
Okay.
So I think Shazam, for the time being, I'll say stamp of approval.
I still probably won't see it, but yes.
I'll see it because this is my life, basically.
Right.
I go see movies.
He has no kids, folks.
I have no kids that I know of. So the next one, again, keeping in the DC wheelhouse, Aquaman.
Yeah.
Because I had an immediate thought.
It was cool to see Black Manta.
That was neat.
That was cool.
Yeah.
With the kid on the field trip and the aquarium and the shark and the whole.
See, that didn't bother me.
Ooh.
That didn't really bother me as much. Because I'm like, they're going to probably do some dumb backstory. Like they did with every other fucking movie.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's like Superman can't save the fucking dog, so his dad's got to go die.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Batman's getting levitated out of the ground by a bunch of fucking bats.
That was a dream sequence.
Was it, though?
I was in a dream.
I was in a nightmare. So it is what it is. But But watching the trailer, my first thought was, oh, this is just Thor.
You know?
Basically, it's Thor set in underwater Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set in Gungan City, basically.
It's
Why is everyone ripping off the Phantom Menace? I don't understand. What the fuck?
This time, I feel like you could make a strong case.
I could
that
make
it's
a
a rip-off of
fucking
Gungan
real
City.
strong case about the other one, too.
I beg to differ, sir.
Holy
How
fuck. For those
dare
of you
you.
that don't know what the fuck
How
we're talking about,
dare you?
this guy decided that he was going to invite me over to the Dollar Theater to watch Infinity War finally, because I hadn't seen it.
You hadn't seen it.
And I had kept myself spoiler free.
Yeah? And
Yeah.
So you didn't know any of that stuff at the end was going to happen?
I didn't know any of that stuff at the end was going to happen.
Interesting.
So, mainly because I don't know how to use the internet. So that helps.
It's not hard.
Tell it to some people.
Believe me, I do.
So I go there and I'm watching, and they go to Wakanda, and they're getting ready to fight, and I'm like, this is the fucking Battle of Theed from fucking Phantom Menace.
It's not.
They got the fucking weird bubble shield. They even got the regular handheld shield.
I'll give you the bubbles. It's slightly similar.
And then they blast the shield, and they can't get through. And then they ended up lifting the fucking thing, just like when the goddamn thing exploded. And then, like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
I'm just like, first off, listen, I've already sat through this movie.
Yeah.
I have to follow 12 fucking storylines throughout this movie, and I can't.
I mean, it wasn't that difficult.
Dude.
It's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious what's happening. There's really only like 2 key storylines.
Doesn't matter. We have to spend time with the other ones.
Well, yeah, everybody's got to get their payday.
But that's the thing. Like, we were following the main storyline, and then all of a sudden, like, Thor's flying through space.
Right.
And then I'm just like, okay, so they introduce these characters, and then they introduce another character, and then here comes another character, and I'm just like, holy fuck, can we get back to fucking Tony Stark hitting on Pepper Parks? Because I want to see that.
Pepper Parks?
Or whatever the fuck her name was.
Pepper Potts?
Pepper Potts.
That'd be a way different move if it was Braxton Sutter.
That's very true.
Very true.
Shout out to Pepper.
Shout out to Pepper. So you didn't like the movie? You gave it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Which I was like, I'll accept that.
When I thought about it, though.
Oh, see, I've done this too in the past, so I can't knock you for it.
It may be actually a 6.
Okay.
I think it's a 6.
You also you're not a Marvel guy, so you
not
just
a Marvel
don't
guy.
get it.
Well,
You liked Batman versus Superman.
Listen, we're going to talk about this. There's a fucking statute of limitation to being an asshole. So, what was I going to say? Oh, so here's the deal. I don't have the emotional attachment.
You don't.
With the characters.
We've established
Do
this.
not give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Story-wise, everything was kind of cohesive, but I've realized this about myself over the past probably six months.
Okay.
Is I hate storylines with multiple things going on in them.
Yeah. It can be...
Give me a simple story. A simple story.
You know, and I think that you would really enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp. It's
I will have to see
fun.
that.
It's well-paced. Very simple story.
Okay.
And it's all very contained.
Good.
No, I don't want to get into that.
All right. Well, anyway.
So going back to Aquaman.
So this is the second ripoff of the Phantom Menace.
Okay. It's Thor, but it's
and
Thor
it's the
set
second
in
worst fucking Star Wars movie.
Oh my God.
If you're going to rip off
The
fucking Star
second
Wars
worst.
movie, yeah. Clone Wars, being the worst.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace,
Fuck that movie.
and then Last Jedi. Those are the 3 worst.
Okay.
If you're going to rip off fucking Star Wars movie, rip off maybe the second to best Star Wars movie, because it fucking worked. Surprised I didn't see any fucking pod racing.
So Aquaman. Let's get away from your rant.
Yep.
So Aquaman.
Yep.
Again, Black Man was cool.
Yep, that was
Overall,
cool.
I'm like, it just, I feel like we've seen this movie already.
Overall, it's still Aquaman. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
Like, that's it.
They're trying very hard. And you know what? I'll give them a little bit of credit. They're trying very hard to make Aquaman cool.
Yeah, I guess. In like a weird, like, California surfer kind of way.
It really is.
Yeah. But like, other than that, he still talks to fish.
He's still a guy who talks to fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was that. Trailers that you may have missed.
I probably did.
Godzilla,
Didn't
King of the Monsters.
Okay.
So
Is this like a King of the Ring tournament? Where they...
yeah, basically.
Okay.
So we've already seen the Godzilla reboot.
Uh-huh.
Well, the American Godzilla.
Well, some
reboot.
of us saw it.
I saw it. It wasn't very good. And then came Skull Island, the King Kong reboot, which at the very end you see, oh, this is a tie into Godzilla, kind of a prequel.
Right.
And then now we've got Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
So Godzilla gonna face King Kong?
No.
Well, then why?
There's like Mothra and Rodan and I don't know, fucking Scrappy Doo.
Dude, I'd be down for that.
Dude, I would be so down for a Godzilla vs. Scrappy Doo movie.
Sidebar, the Scooby Apocalypse comic book.
How is that?
It is amazing.
Really?
The villain is Scrappy Doo.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Okay.
It is
fantastic. You have
fantastic.
sold a comic book.
Yes.
So yeah, so it's fucking weird. Like, I don't know if they could have fit any more pop culture references in this fucking.
Okay.
Like, and it was like they were earnestly using pop culture references.
Is Godzilla saying like Royale with cheese? Like, what's...
He might as fucking well up at this point. So, like, you've got the kid from Stranger Things.
Which one? There's a few of them.
The one kid. The kid.
Will?
13. 11.
Oh.
Millie Bobby Brown.
Okay. She bald?
No, she's not bald. She has hair. But then, like, she's in it. Fucking dude from Silicon Valley's in it. Like, dude from Game of Thrones is in it. And he says, like, a quote from Game of Thrones. And I'm just,
who wrote this shit?
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, oh, we have to release the monsters to save our planet. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? So yeah, that happened. If that's your cup of tea, you go ahead, drink it. It ain't for me. The Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald.
That sounds dirty.
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I'm not into Harry Potter.
No.
So whatever.
Your lady friend is though.
Yeah. I don't know. She can watch it if she wants.
Okay.
And then there's Glass, which is the sequel to Unbreakable, which also had the sequel Split, which was a low-key sequel. You didn't find out till the end that it was a sequel to Unbreakable.
Was low-key in it?
No. No, but Professor X was.
Okay.
Yeah.
As Professor X?
No. That he might have at one point. I don't know.
Okay.
It's the dude's got like multiple personalities.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so like M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh boy. Never know what to expect.
You never know what to expect. I think that's the idea. So he somehow managed to cobble together this really weird and super random superhero trilogy.
Cool.
So I have not seen any of the movies. I hear they're cool.
All right.
And that, I mean, in terms of trailers that we would really touch upon, that's really it. Apparently they're bringing the Clone Wars back.
Which fucking why?
I don't know. I never watched the Clone Wars. There's a Purge. There's going to be a Purge TV show.
I heard that. Yeah.
Supernatural is in its 150th season.
Going strong.
So just to run through a quick list. from Gizmodo, aisle 9. The winners and losers of San Diego Comic-Con 2018. Winners. The Clone Wars is saved. You seem to disagree. I don't give a fuck. So...
Whatever.
Iron Fist looks good. Season 1 most certainly did not.
Didn't see it. I tapped out on the Marvel shows.
Yeah, I think we're kind of getting to that point. We started Luke Cage season 2. We got like 3 episodes deep, and we haven't gone back.
Okay.
I don't think because of like
time constraints.
I think it's more time constraints, and like I am getting to the point where like I can only take so much melodrama in shows about superheroes.
Oh,
like
the superhero might have run its course on you.
No, because dude, I just went and saw Avengers Infinity War for the 5th time in theaters. And you want to know what? I fucking enjoyed it all over again. And it hurt just as much as it did the first time I watched it.
I was just like, what's happening?
Yeah, and I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp again. So, like, I'm not superheroed out. But, like, I can't keep doing, oh, I'm a superhero, but I don't want to be a superhero, but I got to be a superhero. Oh, and by the way, here's my secret identity, y'all.
Like, hold on. Let's fucking talk about that for a second, because that is a cardinal sin.
It's in, like, every show.
Yeah.
Every single show, it's like, oh, yeah, fucking Daredevil is that lawyer dude. Daniel Rand, yep, he's the Iron Fist. Oh, Arrow, yep, it's fucking the Stephen Amell.
I think that was the one that killed me, was, why does everyone know who this guy is?
Yeah, like, literally everybody knows. And I do think in the most recent season, like everyone is like, oh, he is the Green Arrow.
Yeah.
We stopped watching midway through. Like, we stopped watching all the CW shows at, like, the midwinter break. Because I was just like, I can't. Mm-hmm. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
It's just so much drama. Like, this is how you do an effective superhero show. In my opinion. I ain't nobody, so take it with a grain of salt. You have the hero. You can do procedural. I don't give a shit. You can do fucking villain of the week.
Right.
But you have the hero. Hero is the hero has his morals or her morals.
He runs real fast.
Runs real fast, shoots arrow, punches criminals in the fucking neck, flies around town, whatever the case may be. They have their morals. They go out. They stop crime. They put the bad guy away. Mm-hmm. That's the show. That's all you need to do. Mm-hmm. Like, why is it got to be like, oh, but like
simple story?
My sister's having problems, or
I want to fuck my stepsister,
or I want to fuck my fucking adopted sister and then marry her. Oh god, gross. Oh god, so gross. It's gross. It's gross. Why? Why do that? Why do we need that? And then you got like fucking, because the new season of Luke Cage.
Does he do everything real fast?
Who?
The Flash.
I don't know.
One pump jump.
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
But then like you got Luke Cage, and like this whole season so far, he's been like, oh, I've got to be this specific person, and then Night Nurse is like, no, you don't. And he's like, yes, I do. And then break up. And I'm like, I don't care about any of this. Just fight crime.
Right?
Superhero shows. I'm fucking done with them.
Yep. Moving on.
So Iron Fist apparently looked good. They did more stuff with the new Doctor Who, which I don't watch Doctor Who, but apparently that went over swell. Castle Rock. This is a show I'm intrigued by, because they're doing a Stephen King universe show.
Okay. Based on Fraggle Rock?
No, it's not based on Fraggle Rock.
Because that would be amazing.
It's based on Castle Rock.
What's Castle Rock?
It's a thing.
Down in Castle Rock.
Just to get into it, Hollywood has a long, deep love for Stephen King, but the hunger for adaptations of the horror author's work has escalated mightily thanks to the blockbuster success of it. Hulu series Castle Rock has an offbeat premise that sets it apart from the rest. It tells an original story inspired by King's favorite fictional small town, a place where the top employer is Shawshank Prison. and nearly every household's hiding a few grisly secrets. So it's basically just like a Stephen King Easter egg show.
Okay.
But I've heard good things.
Okay.
So I you know what? I'll check it out. And then you got more Star Trek coming out.
Boy, there were a lot of winners.
A lot of winners. They're saying that Warner Brothers took this Comic-Con as an opportunity to seize the moment. I don't know how much they seized.
No.
Apparently, there were problems in Hall H again.
There's always problems with Hall
The
H.
Fantastic Beasts panel was apparently a dud. Sony did apparently nothing at all. And neither did Marvel.
Well, Marvel will do
Marvel
D23.
do the D23,
Yep.
yeah. But speaking of Sony,
Yep.
apparently James Gunn was supposed to be involved with that panel, which, according to the news, he has been fired from Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yep.
And he was subsequently pulled from the panel because
Dun, dun, dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun, the internet and his dumbass old tweets that were, let's face it, done in extremely poor taste.
Yeah, I mean, there's no. Well, okay. So before we get into all that,
Let's break it down a little
Let's talk about the specifics here. So, old tweets were dug out that he did tweet.
Yes. And
They were
from what I was reading, it's stuff that he was like, yes, I tweeted this, and I have apologized about it in the past.
And these tweets were what, 10 years old?
A little less than 10 years old. I think
10.
it was between like maybe 2010 and 2012.
Okay, so you got maybe 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll say 8 to 10 years old.
Okay. So let's break this down a little bit. So the tweets they were not good.
No, they weren't. For those of you who might be unaware, basically, and to kind of go back a little bit, if you're unfamiliar with James Gunn's work outside of the Guardians of the Galaxy films and his work with Marvel, he came from a sort of an area of film production. So if you're familiar with Lloyd Kaufman, he did the Toxic Avenger movies, and his Trauma Pictures label had a tendency to put out movies that were basically made to do nothing else but offend people.
Right.
Like that was the idea. And if you watch some of the movies, you're like, yeah, that's fucked up.
Right.
Gunn basically.
But that's art, brother.
Art is bullshit.
Yes.
Buy tacos. So James Gunn basically came out of like that area. And he's worked with Lloyd Kaufman in the past, and if you watch some of his earlier work, like he did work on the Dawn of the Dead remake. One of his first big movies was Slither, and then he also did the superhero quote unquote movie Super, which is just like really fucked up.
Right. So he comes from a fucked up background.
He comes from a fucked up background,
but then gets his big break.
And he got his big break, which is funny because when he got hired on by Marvel to direct the first Guardians movie, I was like, have they not seen his other work? Which brings me to this. Okay, so and kind of taking a step back real quick, Gunn has also been a self-proclaimed provocateur in the realm of I say things to shock and offend people.
Right.
So it's like, okay, so you're an asshole, basically, is what it breaks down
Professional asshole.
You're a professional asshole who tells dumb jokes because he thinks it's funny.
Right.
So when he got hired on by Disney, the one thing I said was like, oh, that's interesting. Have they not seen his earlier work? And then fast forward so many years later, he gets fired because of these old tweets. My thought is there is no fucking way Disney did not know about that.
Oh, yeah, no way.
Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
I find it very hard to believe that anybody that comes to work for them, that they don't know everything there is to know about them.
Yeah, there's no chance that they don't.
Yeah, no chance. And so basically what happened was, these old tweets had been sitting on his Twitter for all this time. And Gunn is very much an anti-Trump pusher.
Mm-hmm.
He has, if you followed his Twitter, like basically like hourly, he would just be spewing venom at the guy, which in this day and age is bound to ruffle a few feathers. So
In this climate?
You
don't say.
So Mike Cernovich, who is an alt-right social media personality, according to the web.
So he's the one that ruined all the fun.
He's the guy that ruined everything. And I don't know the exact moment that everything was sparked, but the way I perceived it was, Gunn's been just spewing this venom constantly ever since Trump took office.
Mm-hmm.
He pissed off the wrong people. They
Right.
said, well, let's do some digging, because that's what they do.
Let's do some
Because
elementary research.
Because these people are literal trolls. Like, they don't give a shit about anything.
Right.
They devote their life.
They're like nihilists.
But basically, like, they don't have a side other than, I'm a piece of shit asshole who's just going to dig up some shit on people.
Right.
And that's what happened. So, dug up all these tweets, and then all the alt-right high and mighty motherfuckers were like, how can Disney employ a person who jokes about pedophilia and rape and sexual abuse and assault? And Gunn was like, I tweeted that stuff out. It was many years ago. I have grown as a person. And Disney was like, boom, you're fired.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, that was kind of quick.
Yep.
Which, as much as I, didn't want to see him go, he should have been fired.
He shouldn't have been hired.
I feel like that's a debatable stance, only because.
Well, hold on. Let me
Okay.
say this. He shouldn't have been hired if those tweets were an issue.
Correct. Which at the time, again, there's no way Disney doesn't know about that
Correct.
stuff. There's no way that they don't know where he came from.
Right.
At the time, Disney didn't look at it as an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the precedent that was set with Roseanne,
Right.
it's now an issue.
Oh,
Doesn't matter how old they were. Doesn't matter how much he's grown as a person. Doesn't matter how many fans he has, or how many celebrities are coming out in support of him, or
Right.
how many of his cast and crew, or how much of his cast and crew is coming out to support him. The precedent was set when people on the left and people doing the social justice warrioring set out to have Roseanne fired.
Right.
Gunn even said it himself. In America, you have the freedom of speech. But when you work for an organization, they have the freedom to fire you based on the things you say and do.
Right.
Which, this is what happened.
Yep.
And if you're crying foul that James Gunn was fired, but also we're calling for people like Roseanne to be fired, Milo Yiannopoulos to be let go of his book deal,
Right.
any other of the alt-right motherfuckers that got canned for saying dumb shit, you're a hypocrite.
Right.
You can't have it both ways. You can't sit there and cry foul because your idol or your hero has been let go and
in the same boat.
and basically given his papers and told to go take a walk.
Right.
When you were calling for all these other people to get fired.
Right.
It's at the end of the day, the precedent was set, the standard was set, and this is the result we have to live with.
Yeah. But it also brings up an interesting point, which is something we talked a little bit about the show. Is there a statute of limitations on things that you've said? Like, for instance, we know somebody who was about to get a very lucrative contract with a certain wrestling organization, and then old tweets were brought up
I feel like that's happened a lot.
with
a
some
lot of people.
negative things.
Yeah.
And then they lost that opportunity.
Right.
And those things were over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like, well, first off, let this be a lesson to everybody. Clear your history.
Like,
Fucking hell.
that's the other thing too. It's like, how do you there is no way that you forget that you tweeted stuff like that.
No.
Absolutely no way you just forget that. If you're going for a job like this, like one of the first things they teach, or at least I was taught in college when I was like getting into the courses where they're like, this is how you start your career.
Right.
They were like, don't post stupid shit online.
Right.
Like, you will get fired, or some places will not hire you if you have dumb shit online.
Yep.
Like, it's not rocket science. Don't joke about that stuff. Don't say racist shit. Don't fucking do it.
Right.
You know?
Which is why we're clearing the history of this show right after this podcast.
Yes, next week it's going to be all white walls. We're going to be talking
Well,
about...
hold on. We're going to have a rainbow wall, pal.
Okay. I was going to say, it's going to be like a 90s music video up in here.
Yeah, well, everything in white.
So, yeah. Statute of limitation on tweets... I feel like it needs to be a case-by-case basis.
Mm-hmm.
Because something, I don't really follow sports, but there has been a common trend that I've been seeing lately where athletes have been busted for very racist tweets,
right,
or content that they've put out years and years ago. And like there was a guy, I think it was the Milwaukee Brewers, who was suspended for a handful of games because of tweets he put out back in high school or college that were like super racist. And then so he was suspended, he comes back, and when he comes back to play, he gets like a standing ovation.
Like, well,
hang on.
What are we doing?
What are we doing here? Yeah. I think the statute of limitation, I think it really needs to be a case by case basis, because, you know, somebody like Roseanne, unfortunately, the precedent was set too soon. I think it was very
it's a knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I mean, the tweet was clearly racist.
Right.
And her excuse, her defense was basically Swiss cheese, because she went through the tumble of, oh, it was a joke done in poor taste. Oh, I was up late, sleep deprived, and on Ambien.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know what she looked like.
Right.
Oh, I didn't actually even know who this person was. Oh, it was just a joke again.
Right.
It's like, pick one and stick to it. You know?
Well, it's a hard thing, because I mean, was her tweet bad? Yes. However, I have a thing, me personally anyway, where I tend to give comedians more leeway,
and that's the thing too,
to protect comedy.
So ever since Jame Gunn's firing, like the same dude,
yep,
who by the way has been accused of rape and was charged with it at one point.
Oh,
and has a vast history of his own rape and racist joke tweets.
Okay,
but that's neither here nor there, apparently.
Oh no, he still has a job, right?
I don't even think he has a job.
Oh, he's like a self-employed.
I think his job is he's a social media alt-right provocateur, and people are just like, money, because that's like a thing you do now.
Then I'm I'm an asshole. But I'll still take your money.
Where was I going? Oh, yeah. So like the new thing now is like all these alt-right motherfuckers going after comedians for their offensive jokes.
Right.
And all the comedians are just like,
it's a
bring
joke.
it.
Yeah.
Basically. Which, okay, you can give comedians a little bit more leeway, but at the end of the day, a rape joke still isn't funny. A joke about pedophilia still isn't funny.
Correct.
A racist tweet is still racist.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't matter how you know which way you try to frame it up. One thing I did think that was interesting is Dan Harmon. Basically, or no, he didn't. Basically, he did quit Twitter this week because, again, same sort of thing. Like, group of alt-right motherfuckers dug up an old sketch he did for a media channel that he had launched like mid-2000s, where it was like a Dexter spoof, and like at the end of it he like gets really up close and basically abuses like a plastic baby doll.
Okay.
Essentially simulating sex with the baby doll.
Okay.
It's fucking gross and has there's no room for that, basically.
Well, okay. In that context, yes, but I haven't seen the skit.
Right. I haven't seen the skit either. However, he's come out and said, yes, that was me. I do regret it. That's not the person I am now. And Adult Swim, who is his current employer, has come out and said, we know and understand that is not the person Dan is today.
Right.
That was an old skit done 10 years ago.
Right.
And very poor taste. We understand that he regrets it. We know that he's sorry. And we're going to continue to support him in his future work.
Well, that's awesome.
And I was like, okay. Now, why don't we try to do a little bit more of that? Because I do think with, stuff that... again, in the case of Jame Gunn, do I believe that he is the same person that tweeted all that vile shit 10 years ago? No. I mean, he could very well be, and I would be more than happy to eat my words if it comes out that he is a sick motherfucker.
Right.
But based on stuff that I've seen, based on stuff that I've read, I don't think he's that person.
Mm-hmm.
Roseanne... I mean,
she is more
based
of a
on
history.
Based on everything that's happened recently, I would be like, this is who she is now.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, that's one thing that needs to be looked at.
And I think networks supporting who they have now is a step in the right. Like another good one that does that is Comedy Central.
Right.
Like, and when something comes out about a comedian or whatever the case may be, Comedy Central is like, my name's Paul and that's between y'all. Like,
right, and yeah, and unfortunately, the way society and culture is today, where eyes are fucking everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Except on my comic book.
DevilWithinComic.com.
We only got 5 days left. Please support the comic.
Let's get there before Saturday.
I
want to get some cool pins.
Yeah, we got some special promotion. Pins. Get a free pin. Do it. DevilWithinComic.com.
But wrapping this up, I forgot where I was going. You made me lose my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh shit. No, I had wait. Fucking lost it.
My name's Paul, and that's between y'all. Go.
Yeah, so I don't know. The climate we're in today.
Yeah.
Eyes are fucking everywhere.
Yes. Except for my comic.
I think what it comes down to is it's a very simple rule to abide by.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be an asshole.
It's very simple.
It's not hard.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we discussed this on the show previously.
Mm-hmm.
If you need a flow chart, draw one up. Put your thought in the flow chart and then ask the question. Could this be racist? And if you even have to ask the question, then the answer is yes. It is racist. Put a rape.
If it's in the flow chart, just get rid of it.
Drop a rape joke in there. Could this rape joke be perceived poorly? Yes. The answer is only yes.
Yes.
Same thing with pedophilia jokes. Like, just don't do it. Like,
and the thing people do, at least I would think, is they're like, oh, I've got this witty comment,
right?
And boy, this is gonna pop somebody.
Yeah.
And boy, it doesn't pop anybody.
Also, don't be a hypocrite. And get off your fucking high horses. Like, jeez, like, fucking Christ, come on. Like, you're no fucking better than anybody else.
I think you're just yelling at the audience.
No, just get off your fucking high horses. You know who you are. If you're walking around like, look at this fucking person's tweeting, like, fuck you. Okay? Don't go around being like, that person said something nasty, but then be like, I love my president because my president is a great president and he's a good man. No, he's admitted to sexually assaulting people.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But he's going to legalize weed.
He's going to...
So.
I still don't like him.
No.
Never have.
But will you?
No.
What about in 10 years? Would you give him a second chance?
Absolutely not.
No? What if he says he's a new person?
Absolutely not. There are certain things you do not come back from. And I will stand by that. Because I stand by America, not that motherfucker.
Whoa. Wow.
America.
This just got deep. I choose not to express my political point of views because I feel
Oh, there was nothing political about any of that. I just don't like the motherfucker.
That keeps me safe.
Nobody's gonna come digging up your old tweets.
Well, I'm gonna clear my history right about now.
I don't think I actually did do it like a kind of a deep dive of my old tweets, and I was like the only thing I think that somebody could get me on was wow, this dude is really fucking lame. Like I go back sometimes and I'll read like old tweets, or sometimes if I gotta hop on Facebook I'll see like the memories thing. I'm like, what did I tweet 12 years ago? And I was like, oh, nothing remotely interesting at all.
No, I have a very strong feeling that in 5 days or so,
my watch is broken.
There's gonna be a massive overhaul of my social media. So
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like in what way?
Certain things will be going away.
Okay.
Certain things will be erased from existence.
Erased from existence. Okay.
And kind of a fresh start, if you will.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this something you want to discuss right now?
No.
Okay. I guess we'll find out in 5 days, folks.
Yeah, maybe off mic.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think
we are rearing the end.
All right. Well,
I guess moral of the story.
Yeah.
Dude should have been fired.
Yeah.
You certainly don't have to like it.
Fucking that Pixar guy.
Oh, we can touch upon that real quick. John Lasseter.
Yes.
I still don't really know the deal with that.
So here's the deal.
That kind of got by me quick.
So here's the deal.
Which maybe was the point.
So John Lasseter was, I believe, either the senior vice president or the president of Pixar.
He was a big wig at Pixar.
Big wig at Pixar. And he was responsible for such classics such as Finding Nemo. Mm-hmm. He did the fucking one with the goddamn robot in space. He did the fucking Toy Story 2. Mm-hmm. Like, he'd done some shit. Mm-hmm. And it came out that he may have been pushing people emotionally to work on overworking them and not like a hey pal, it'd be real awesome if you could come in on Sunday. Like, hey, you don't need to go to your grandmother's funeral. She didn't love you anyway. So
I was gonna say, I don't give a shit that your grandmother is dying. You need to come and finish this
right.
Scene.
It was more of like along the lines of that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
And on top of that, he had been accused more than 10 times of maybe touching somebody inappropriately. So
he looks like a hugger.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was because he is in the position he is in, and because of the accusations thrown his way, you would think that, Jesus Christ, if somebody's getting fired over a tweet, fuck this guy who has been touching people and who has been mentally abusive to people,
creating a toxic workplace,
should just get the can, right? Mm-hmm. No, suspended with pay.
Yeah.
And then they'll do their quote unquote investigation.
Yep.
I believe he still works there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
In November 2017, Lasseter took a 6-month sabbatical from Pixar and Disney after acknowledging missteps in his behavior with employees. According to various news outlets, Lasseter had a history of sexual misconduct towards employees. In June 2018, Disney announced that he would be leaving the company by the end of the year, but would take on... What the fuck?
He is still there.
So I'm gonna call fucking bullshit on Disney.
Yeah.
Straight up.
And I'm a Disney fan.
Yeah.
But that's kind of fucked.
That's extremely fucked.
Yeah.
Shit.
So on that note, folks, the world is not a fair place. It all depends on your it's who you know, really. Like
I mean, I feel like everybody knows everybody.
Well, I don't know anybody.
You know
But
me.
anyway, yeah.
You sounded so sad.
I'm happy to know you.
Oh, well, good.
Would you be my neighbor?
I mean, like, I kind of like the distance we got right now. It's like a nice 5-mile drive. You know, I mean, it's cool.
All right. Well, if you want to be my neighbor, go over to our Facebook page at Brainwreck Show.
Yes, follow us on all other social media channels, which is Twitch, Instagram, Twitter. Follow us, Brainwreck Show. Send us an email, brainwreckshow@gmail.com.
And also go to www.devilwithincomic.com and pick yourself up. Only 5 days left on the Kickstarter to pre-order issue number 1. We need your support to get issue number 2 rocking and rolling, losing controlling, out the door dinosaur, continue going on, other things. So for this week,
You had it.
I did have
You
it.
were rocking it out.
Yeah, I
you.
lost it though.
That's all right.
All right. Well, I've been Jason X,
I'm Kevin Graham.
and this has been Brainwreck.